Good afternoon, Africa. Good afternoon, African Confessions. I am back with another episode. In this episode, I want to share with you this message that I received. The message reads like this. Hello, my brother. Can you please post for me as anonymous? In short, my story goes like this, my brother. I sleep inside a grave. This grave, I dug it up and I built it at my house. At my house, I have my own personal office. So this grave, I built it up inside that office. If you were to enter my office, you won't even notice that in this office there is a grave. Because the contractors that came to build this grave, they didn't even know what they were building. After they had finished building that grave, I then bought a coffin. Then I had to put that coffin inside that grave. What I did is that I made sure that the contractors then camouflaged that grave with tiles so that if someone enters my office, they won't even realize that there is a grave in there. So those tiles, one of the tiles, it is a handle. If you pull that handles, then you will be able to move the other tiles. Then you will see the handle that will lead you into that grave. Each and every night, I have to go down and I sleep in that coffin. I have been doing this, my brother, for the past 5 years. My brother Nashi, if you were to see me driving my beautiful cars, you won't even think that this is what I do. I stay in a beautiful house. I drive nice cars, but you won't even notice that I don't have peace because each and every night I go inside that grave and I sleep in that coffin. I have been doing this ritual for the past 5 years. My brother, this money-making ritual that I do does not allow me to have a wife, to get married, or even to have a child. I don't have a wife and I don't have a child, but I have so many girlfriends. If I count them, it's somewhere around 15 women that I am dating. What happened to me, my brother, is that I have so many friends. Most of them, they are very rich. So amongst my friends, there was this other guy who told me that he had gone to Ghana, and there in Ghana, he met this ritualist. After that, he introduced that ritualist to us. After I had been introduced to this ritualist, then I made some preparations. I had to travel to Ghana to see this ritualist. When I went there, I was given some herbs which I was supposed to use so that I can make money in the business that I was involved in. My brother, I was given a walking stick. So this walking stick that I was given in Ghana, it can transform, it can change into any animal that I command it to be at that time. It depends with the situation. For an example, if I want some money and I want the money that will be in a certain bank, what I do is that I go to that bank, then I will send that walking stick that was given to me whilst I was in Ghana. Then that walking stick will transform and it will become a rat. Then it will go into that bank. It will take whatever amount of money that I want at that time. Whilst I was still in Ghana, I was given so many herbs. And I was also given a chicken. It was a black chicken. I was told that when I had arrived back in my country, I was supposed to take that black chicken, travel back to the village from where I come from, climb up the mountain. Then I was supposed to leave that black chicken in that mountain. When I returned back to my country, that is exactly what I did. I left that black chicken in the mountains. My brother Nashi, there were some rules also that were given to me whilst I was back in Ghana. And I was told that no matter what, I had to follow these rules. They told me that upon my arrival back in my country, I was supposed to sacrifice my only sister because she was the only sister that we had in our family. So with all the herbs, with my walking stick and that black chicken, I traveled back to my country And when I had arrived in my country, there were some rules that were given to me whilst I was still back in Ghana. There is a command that had been given to me, and I was told that no matter what, as soon as I had arrived back in my country, I had to follow this command that had been given to me. I was told that I had to sacrifice my only sister. This sister of mine, she was the only one that we had in our family. We had no other sister. That is why she was chosen as a sacrifice. So upon my arrival, that was the first thing that I did. I sacrificed my sister. After I had done this, I was told that after we had buried my sister, I was supposed to wait for some days. Then I was supposed to sleep on top of her grave for 7 days. I did this each and every day for 7 days. I would go back to my sister's grave, then I'll sleep on top of that grave. On the 7th day, when I returned back home, I saw that there was a lot of money in my room. I took that money, then I went and I bought this current house that I am staying in. So when I bought this house, I was told that I had to renovate this house so that I can make space for the place that I wanted to dig up and build up this grave. So I chose one room that it will become my office, my own private space. Then I hired those contractors, but when I hired them, they didn't have any idea what they were building. It was only me who knew that this was a grave. So this grave that is inside my office, the way that it is designed, there is a coffin at the bottom. Then there are some steps which I use whenever I want to go down in this grave. Then the second command that was given to me, my brother Nashi, I was told that I was not supposed to have any woman that I will call my wife, but I was given a command. I was told that whenever I go around, if I meet up with a woman, I should make sure that she will get into a relationship with me. As we are speaking right now, I have 15 women that I am dating, and I am having sexual relationships with all of them. But these women, I don't love them. I just use them for my money-making rituals. I use their blood. So what I do is that if I call any of these women, and if she tells me that she is sick, she can't come over to my place, and if she tells me that she is on her periods, I'll tell her it is fine, you can come. So when she is at my place, there is something that I'll do to her. There are some herbs that were given to me, so I will use those herbs on her so that she can just sleep. So if this woman comes over to my house, there is this bed that is in my bedroom. As for me, I'm not allowed to sleep in that bed. I am only allowed to have sexual intercourse with these women in that bed. So if this woman comes over to my house and she is on her periods, there are some herbs that were given to me that I am supposed to use on that woman. Then I will collect her blood and I will put it somewhere. When I see that the blood is enough, I will travel back to the village where I come from. Then I will go on my sister's grave. Then I will sprinkle some of that menstrual blood on top of my sister's grave. That is how I perform these rituals. So these women that I am having intercourse with, some of them, they ask me, why don't you sleep with me the whole night? They don't know that I am supposed to spend the rest of the night sleeping in the coffin in that grave that I build up in my office. The reason that I give them is that as soon as we have finished having sexual intercourse, I tell them that I have to rush back into my office so that I can take care of business. The rules that were given to me is that by 12 midnight, I should be inside that grave. If I don't do that, I would have broken the rules. My brother, so what I do is that when I go back into my office, I'll open up those tiles, then I'll get inside the grave. So what I do is that I'll be wearing white clothes, I'll be holding that walking stick that I was given whilst I was still in Ghana. I am only allowed to walk backwards whilst I am walking down those stairs that leads into that grave. And once I am inside that grave, there is this black cat that always comes to me. Sometimes I do perform some sexual rituals with that cat. and it will lick me all over the rest of the night. Sometimes I just sleep inside that coffin. When I wake up in the morning, I'll be having a lot of money. I have different gas companies that are around Africa in 4 different countries that are here in Africa. So what I do is that if I want to travel out of the country for business, there is some soil that I was given in Ghana. I was told that if there is a situation whereby I cannot sleep inside that grave, when I am traveling, I am supposed to take that soil so that I can put it in my pockets. If I am wearing a suit, when I arrive in that country, if I am sleeping in a hotel, wherever I'll be sleeping, I am not supposed to take off that suit. I'll just get into bed wearing that suit. That is exactly how that ritual is supposed to be performed. I can fly out of my country, go to another country, maybe for weeks, maybe for days, but I am not supposed to change the clothes that I'll be wearing until I return back to my country. What pains me the most is that I did this because I wanted to take care of my mother. My brother, it gives me such big pain when I think about my mother. Because as we speak right now, my mother is just staying in the villages. I can't even build a proper house for her because I am not allowed to. When I went to Ghana to get this money through these money-making rituals, I thought that my mother was going to be happy. I thought that finally I'll be able to take good care of my mother. But the rules are that my mother is not supposed to enjoy life. She is not supposed to enjoy my money. So if I see that now my mother is suffering too much, what I am allowed to do is that I can give one of my friends my own bank card. Then we can go shopping. Then that friend of mine will be the one who will buy all the groceries for my mother. I am not supposed to touch any of those groceries. He will be responsible for loading those groceries in my car. Then I will travel with him back into my village. Then he will take out all of those groceries and hand them over to my mother. As for me, I am not allowed to touch anything that will be given to my mother. My brother, this is so painful for me. The house that I am staying, I have a snake that I stay with. I have some cats that I stay with. Those are my children. These things, I stay with them in my bedroom. When I did these money-making rituals, I never thought that this was what was going to happen to me. I don't have peace at all. I can't even enjoy this money that I have. I have so much money in the house, but what is the benefit of it all? I live in a big house, but each and every night, I sleep inside a grave. Brothers and sisters, I will let you become the judge and the jury to my case. Is it not that a grave is dug up for the person who has died? But as for me, each and every night, I have to walk down those steps and get inside that coffin and sleep inside that grave. I am tired of this life. I am alive, but inside I am dead. If I am driving my beautiful car, and if I see that there is a street kid that will be walking down the street, I'll say to myself, God has blessed that poor man. At least he is free. He has freedom of choice. As for me, I don't have. Because if I choose not to sleep in that grave, that will be the end of my life. If I disobey the rules that were given to me whilst I was still in Ghana, everything that I own will disappear. All the businesses, all the cars, all the money that I have. This comfortable life that I am living will simply disappear. But my brother, I am tired. The reason why I am tired of this life, it is because I have tasted death. Each and every night I taste death, but yet I am still alive. It is not easy for me to sleep inside a grave each and every night. I am tired. Each and every night I take my white clothes, then I wear them. I take my walking stick. I walk to my office, open those tiles, and I walk backwards down those steps and I climb into my coffin. It is not easy, my brother. It is not easy for me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from Anonymous. We tried so hard to translate this message. I hope that you understood it. Let us talk about this issue in the comment section. I'll be back with another translation.